Burn them bow down, making Dylan heat drum, but the bow wow. Life is short,
Hey,
but this time
now
it
that
was.
now that we're monetized, don't get us demonetized by singing copyrighted music, bro.
They are not there. No, there's no algorithm that's going to pick that up as like any actual singer sung that.
Y'all officially did it.
Yeah, we are monetized on YouTube.
Woo woo.
Wow. Welcome back to another episode of Mike and Dylan
Hate.
Drama.
Nice.
Last episode, I forgot to do
You
that.
just like skipped by and then you're like, you forgot to do it.
Well, also happy to get into the blackface story.
Yeah, you were very amped on that.
Yeah, some things will happen. We were just going over some drama that old friends were having. Apparently, somebody had stole some, like a PlayStation, and then one was like, he shows the guys a video of another guy stealing it, and that other guy messages, "I know," or comments on a public thing. He was like, "Well, now everybody knows that you're a snitch." I was like, "Oh, you just admitted it.
You just admitted you stole the PlayStation."
So then that guy posts a screenshot of the dude sending him cash out money. He was like, "Well, he sent me this for cocaine." So it's this huge argument, and then one GIF I put of like Jon Stewart like viciously eating popcorn while staring. So
yeah. Well, it's just funny because like now they're all snitching, aren't they? Like technically,
yeah, it's hilarious. I'm super excited to see. It'll probably be taken down by the time I check it again, which sucks, but work before pleasure.
Yeah. Well, we can't comment on how the meetup went because this is being recorded on Friday and the meetup's not till Sunday. But I imagine there's going to be like 100 people there.
Right. We'll let everybody know on Wednesday how it went, unless we get murdered, because I think that's a good way to get murdered. Just tell everybody where you're going to be at.
Yeah. Well, then
if I have any enemies like that, it's just like, and I do. I have many enemies. You guys see what I'm like. So Mike's got a couple of foes out there.
All the name drops that you've been dropping.
Yeah, a couple of ops out there that's ready to, like, I'll give him a reach around. And then the guy that he has that's going to like help him kill me is like, I don't even know how you could put that into like murder terms, bro. It just sounded gay. Like that was it. So I mean, we have tons of submissions. So
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Because it is a lot harder to do a podcast on advice when you ain't got no advice.
We could just go from the hip and give them unrequested advice. Just pick a topic and
it's like fat people. Yeah. We love, boy, if you even mention something about losing weight in front of a fat person, they're going to tell you every
diet and exercise
diet there is in the world. I'm like, don't do that, do this.
Well, I guess they wouldn't mention the exercise programs because they're not doing them.
I mean, they will. Yeah, everything. You got to do like HIIT like 3 times a week.
Pilates.
What you want to do is get your heart rate up, and then you want to slow down a little bit. And look, we just look it up a lot.
I guess I'm in that category now because I was skinny at one point and I did exercise, and now I'm fat and don't exercise.
If somebody tells me that they're going to like work out and be healthy, I'm just like, couldn't be me. Like, I'm ready to go. I love when people are like, well, I want to live till I'm 75. For what? Like, what do you want to live for? Everything gets more expensive, shittier.
Your kids.
I don't know. It sounds sad when I said that. I was trying to like make a joke and it'd be funny. And I was like, oh man,
I've got kids.
Mike needs some Cymbalta. Yeah, I think I told the joke on here about my oldest daughter because I'll play around and I'll tell her, I'll be like, I didn't have a dad, so I wasn't sad when my dad passed away, but you have a good father, so it's gonna really mess you up when I pass away. And she was like, not if I die first. I was like, God damn,
that's cold.
Jesus Christ. We're gonna get into a bit of advice real quick. Oh, that felt real fast.
Yeah,
that felt real fast. Look, locked in. Title: The girl I like is leaving for college. Dear Mike and Dylan. Ooh, this person's 19. 19 watching this. Formative years.
What, was that when you were going to jail?
Yeah. It was right before I turned my life around. So yeah, we're going to turn this kid into a serial killer. Here we go. I'm 19. I met this girl a few weeks ago and at a party, When we were both drunk, we told each other that we both have feelings, but then nothing happened because we both got too drunk and fell asleep. Damn.
You ever got too drunk where you don't remember
No.
the situation?
No. Oof.
I had one.
Like, I don't enjoy alcohol. Are you going to tell it?
Uh,
Because I'm going to put my finger right here as a bookmark.
yeah, so I woke up one morning, like there's this girl that I was talking to, and we were partying. I had a big party. I think it was 21 at the time, and we had this big party at my apartment, and I woke up the next morning and I had a color on my penis.
Ah.
And so I was like, what's going on here? And so I washed it off. I had to get to work, so I just went to work.
Well, if I wake up with blood on my dick,
Yeah,
like,
no.
I'm going to be concerned. Like,
So
that's
I hurried up and got to work, and then she texted me and she's like, did I take my tampon out last night? And I was like, I don't remember us having sex.
Yeah, I
So,
literally
like,
just talked to like 2 podcasts ago about it. I was like, well, I'm with my wife, but a stranger, that makes my belly hurt a little bit.
yeah, no, well, that's the thing is neither of us remember having sex. Like, we did, obviously, but neither of us remember, and she ended up finding it like a couple days later.
Man, I got a real fucked up story. It's not funny. It's just sad. If y'all want me to tell
Yeah,
it.
go for it.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, Mike's been through some shit. So I went to this party one time. This is back when I was doing a whole bunch of like pills and shit. So I had done some pain pills, obviously, but then I had also taken what the fuck is it called? It's like not Xanax, but it's the other one.
I don't know.
Fuck, what's it called? It's the little bitty ones. But whatever. So I had taken those 2, and then the guy, I think there was a guy, I don't know if I brought up Jonathan on the podcast, but because I said I was going to tell some stories about him later, but he brought over, he was like, I don't know, he sold drugs sometimes, but then he didn't, and then sometimes he was homeless, but he wasn't. So he comes over to where we're at in the trailer park, and he brings over these 2 homeless women. And he was like, yeah, I brought some girls because we were having like a little party. I'm cool with it being like a sausage fest. I'm okay with that. And I'd much prefer that than homeless women. So one was real skinny, no teeth.
What do you got against the homeless?
Nothing.
The unhomed.
Nothing. I was homeless at this point too, so technically I can't tell shit. Technically I was sleeping on a friend's couch, so I was like semi homeless. But the other one was, do you remember Dr. Eggman from the Sonic video games? How he was built, real skinny legs, big top.
Yeah.
So these 2 walk in, okay, and as it's like going on, the way the big one was talking to me, I was like, oh, she's like hitting on me, and I was, I was being polite about it. I was like, nah, I don't want to do any of that stuff. So the guy, he was dating some kind of stripper that worked at the Tea Club in High Point during day shift. So you know what kind of person I'm talking about. It was a rough individual too, but compared to the other 2, step up. So she was giving me the other ones because I don't like doing the benzo shit. So I thought she had gave me what she had gave me before, just like in a different, because the same type of pill can look differently. But these were somas, which are like muscle relaxers, and combining those 3, I thought I was gonna die.
It sounds like you could have died.
Like I was just like sitting on the couch, and fucking just was. So the big girl started taking off my pants, and I had a threesome that I did not want to be in that night. I did not. And the funny thing about it is too, the next day I had court, and my stepdad was taking me to court, and he walks in, he's like, God, he's like, you okay? And I was like, yeah, man, I just gotta get out of here, brother. Like, fucking, it was rough.
Wasn't that the one that you told where he like commended you on, or like he talked about it later, and he's like, yeah, Mike, I had two bad
bitches. Yeah, so he drops me back off at my friend Brandon's house, and he was like, man, yeah, I walked in there, he's laying there with 2 girls. I did not want to be. I did not want to be there, brother. All right, we're going to continue on this. It was like, Mike just told us that he got sexually assaulted. Listen, It don't count. It don't count to me. I didn't think anything. I just wanted when it was the next day when I had left, I was like, all right, it's over. I'm just gonna block that out of my mind. Glad I don't have memories of it though. I'm on a trip for work, so I haven't seen her since we've been talking every day, and I like her a lot. The problem is she's leaving for college in August. We both agreed that long distance won't work, even though it's an hour and I feel like it could, but at the same time, she'll be in college and I know how that goes. We decided to just have fun together this summer and hang out as much as possible. It's going to suck when she leaves because I really like her, or I really feel like if she wasn't, it would work out so well. What would you guys do in this situation? I definitely don't want to do anything because she's leaving, but at the same time, it sucks that I know it'll end so soon. So I think you should just follow, like, the 18, 19-year-old that's going into the military and just marry her. Nah, man, you're 19 years old, bro. Like, enjoy your life.
Well, yeah, and
have fun. You've not had time to experience. She's not had time to experience life. So definitely with her going off to college, a long distance relationship. Y'all did not meet that long ago, so I do want to say you get them feelings really quickly, and you should probably like try to taper that back a little bit. But I don't know. She's going to college. You're 19. I'm going to say, hey, go experience life, go have fun. And she's going to experience life at college and have fun. So
I think the hard thing is you're probably going to catch feelings, like, because you know that it's going away. So, like, try to temper that part. But the big thing is to not like put too much pressure on this situation, because it kind of needs to end. Even if you guys are an hour away, it just puts so much more strain on your young adult lives. Like, she's going to be off at college. You're only going to see each other every so often. Most likely one of the two of you is going to meet somebody else that you kind of are into. One of you is probably going to cheat on each other. Then all the heartbreak that goes with it. Like, have fun for the summer, live for the now, and then let it go at the summertime. And then you never know in the future. You might meet back up after you guys are closer or whatever. Right. But like, there's no reason to not see her through the summer. The only thing I'd say is just watch so you're not like falling in love and then being like, oh man, she broke up with me. Like, you know what's coming.
I don't know if people have watched How I've Been Drinking Water, like the past 2 episodes.
Can you put it over there so that you don't knock the table when you put it down? That's why I put it over there.
Oh, I thought I had set it over. I was like, why did I do that? I'm so dumb.
I did it. And you take,
so it's good to know I didn't do that.
You take like 5 minutes to like grab it under here, and then you're like sitting here with it, talking, finishing, and then you go.
But I've been making my tongue like a funnel and like funnel it
like
in,
a cat.
So it doesn't touch that tooth. I broke the whole back half of like my back molar broke off.
Show.
No. Yeah, no. And the way I've been drinking water, the top lip's not getting enough, so it was like getting dry. So I was like, I gotta get some up there, and then I got some up there, and it touched the tooth, and I was just sitting there in pain, just like trying to look at you, not cry. It was like it hurt so bad.
Doing some clove oil.
I did. Amy, fucking put it on there 2 nights ago. I was so scared of it. I remember doing it one time, and it got on my gums, and I was like, I don't like this.
It's not enjoyable, but it does.
It works.
It kills,
brother. It like I was like, did it just like murder the nerve? Like, how did it?
Well, back before I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I used to do it all the time because it'd go like, between 3 months to a year in between like the wisdom teeth hurting, and every time they did, I'd just put a little clove oil on them, and after a week they'd go away and it'd be fine again. And then finally, when I was like 34, I guess, I got them removed.
Ow, at 34?
Mm-hmm.
I still have all my wisdom teeth.
I got holes where they were. Like the gums kind of like sealed up, but like it's like a weird.
I just counted. I was like,
I still got them.
I think they're wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
I've never had I didn't ever have teeth cut out when I was a kid, so I assume I still got them.
I only had, we never went to the dentist as kids. And so there was like one time that my mom got a job that had decent like dental coverage, and so she took us to the dentist, and I always pulled my own teeth, but like the dentist was like, this one looks like it's
what
do you mean?
Like as a kid when it was wiggly?
Yeah. Okay.
I just always pulled my own teeth.
No, not like, let me get a pair of
pliers, and I just drink me a little bit of Jack Daniels, and I just rip them out.
No, I was one of those kids that like to like push the pain as far as it would go, and like just try to get the tooth out as fast as possible. But
I'd make the rats in my room feel the same type of pain.
Yeah. But then we went to the dentist this one time, and he's like, this one's about to come out. I'll just take it out. And so then he numbed it, and that was the only time that I've ever had like Novocaine and numbed mouth and all that.
It's the weirdest feeling. It is the weirdest feeling ever. But yeah, bud, live your life. Look.
Don't fall in love too quick.
Don't fall in love. You don't want to be... I'm just going to read the next one.
There you
go. I'm going to be nice. Read the next one. The title says, The Gusher Story, Jolly Rancher Part 3.
Part 2.
Oh shit, that is a part 2, but it has a parentheses next to it. So
You just added
I
a
thought,
number.
I just added another
We
one.
skipped number 2.
For years, I thought myself and the other witnesses were the only ones that knew such horrors were possible. Flashback to 2014. 10 or so dumb 18-year-old kids, fresh from Navy boot camp, decide it's time to find something ignorant to do. It's Fireball Friday at Stilettos, the best titty bar in Charleston, South Carolina, the lesser of the Carolinas. Wash that big black X off, and then it's dollar Fireball shots all night long. Wash that big black X off.
Yeah, so when you're under 18, they put an X on you.
Oh.
And the best way to do it is to just take soap, no water, put soap on there, and then rub it with a paper towel, and that ink will come right back off.
We always drank in like fields and shit like that. Never went to a bar.
I came down here, and I think I was 19 or 20, and my brother's like, if you can get that X off, like he took me out to a bar downtown, and you were allowed in if you were under 21, but they put a big black X. And that's actually how I learned this. Was I was in there washing it with soap and water, and the guy's like, no, dry it off, and then get the soap on there, and then just rub it with a paper towel, and the X will come right off. And so that was like...
Or alcohol, rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, but like when you're out at a thing, like you don't
You
already
know you're going. Pre-plan. What are you talking
just bring
about?
like a little vial of
Yeah,
alcohol. That's a good plan.
Because it gets it off real quick.
I guess alcohol wipes.
Yeah,
be a good.
Those would work too. A dancer came on that had a particular party trick. She'd sit in your chair, blindfold you, climb the pole, and drop gushers in your mouth straight from her penis fly trap.
Yeah, no, there's some good language in here.
Before we had the chance to stop him, my friend was on stage in the chair ready to go. The music started, and up she went. We surrounded the main stage and might as well enjoy the show. The second song started. She hung out that country pie, spelled with C-U-N.
Cunt.
Yeah,
country.
Okay. That country pie. I lost my fucking place. God damn it. And out they came. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one was, in fact, not a brightly colored, delicious fruit-flavored snack. It was instead a particular shade of snotty greenish yellow. My belly hurts so bad right now.
You're the one that started this.
And it looked like it had a texture that would have been similar to custard. Aha. God damn it. I'm not going to be able to finish the story, brother.
I'll read it.
I'm about to throw up. Screams of horror from all over the club. It was too late. Bloop, down the hatch it went. It immediately went right back up all over the stage. Her and the majority of the people opposite of the side of the stage. It ended our night quickly. We limped him back. After explaining to him and the corpseman at sick call what had happened to him, it was in fact determined to be a nodule of gonorrhea. However, after being treated and cleared of the gonorrhea, he's still struggling with his throat. Follow-up found herpes of the throat, it says life lessons. I spelled. I was like, it says it says life. Life lessons were learned that night. No matter how hot the stripper is, never trust anything coming from the notorious VAG. My wife and I watch you guys every day. Keep the videos coming. You guys are awesome. Ha! God bless a fucking America.
He just returned your favor. No, well, I don't know. Like he submitted it.
That was fucking rough. And that's so funny because I've read the Jolly Rancher story. So I mean, I knew what could have happened. It's just how he worded it.
You've never really went to strip clubs, have you?
No, I've never been to a strip club.
It's such a wild environment.
I can't touch nothing. I can't do nothing.
Well, you can. You just get kicked out.
Yeah. Well, that's assault too. So
like I went with one of my buddies for a bachelor party.
That's such a great idea.
Oh, the table over there. It's off screen. Nobody can see it. Yeah, we went out for my buddy's bachelor party, and we got kicked out of the first club because he was touching the girls. And then we get to the second club, we were going to get kicked out because he was touching the girls, but then we went out to the parking lot, and I was like, dude, you got to fucking stop.
It sounds like your buddy has a problem.
Yeah, he was, well, like, that's the thing is, like, when, especially at bachelor parties and everything, everybody's, like, in a competition to get the drunkest, and so then, like, all inhibitions go out the window, all your, like, you know, manners go out, and so, like, he was acting a fool, but we went out and went to the parking lot. I calmed him down. I was like, dude, you got to, like, rein it back, otherwise the night's over. Just chill it out. And then I go to stuff a 20 in the bouncer's pocket, and he's like, I'm gonna let him back in. And my buddy walks up to him, he's like, fuck you, you're an asshole. I was like, shut the fuck up, dude, so that we can get back in this club and just, like, finish out the night. Well, we get back in, and he has this thing where he would always, like, yawn. He just, while you're talking to him, he'd just go and yawn. Well, I didn't know this the night of, but like he'd get lockjaw where his jaw would not shut. And so we were in the we were in the club and that ends up happening to him. And so he like runs back out of the club and we're all of us are out there and like one of my buddies is like hitting him in the jaw, trying to get his jaw to like go back. Literally, you could lift him up with his jaw and it went like I guess he's got to do something where he like pulls it back down and then it will like release.
Yeah.
Super crazy. But we get back in there and I'm going to use one of your favorite words in this one, but we get back in there and I'm sitting next to him trying to like keep him calm. Like he's still like in the club and the DJ's like, all right, this song goes out to that guy and his retarded friend.
He's like trying to yell at him.
But it's just such a wild night because then at that night, like they usually have like some sort of adult film stars, like they'll go on tour, kind of like comedy tours. But they had this one dancer, her name was Little Gaga, and no shit, she was no bigger than this with like big old fake tits and like put on the whole show, wigs and all. And I was like, this is the wildest night of my life.
If something like that ran out of your closet. Just out of nowhere. It doesn't matter how big and fake the tits are. She could be but just coming out. Yeah, just, it's different. Oh, God, that's pretty good. Oh. All right, here we go. Okay.
I don't know. There's so many.
Granny's gunt grease.
I don't know what that has to do with the story even.
I have seen that username comment on a bunch of stuff, though. So,
oh, okay.
Yep. My sister and her husband have been together since we were 15. He's one of my best friends, and I've watched her be completely rude and awful to him their entire marriage. Suck his dick, brother. Just suck his dick and steal him away. I'm already going to give you the advice for it, all right? You just, look, next time he comes over, drop down, give him that old double pump. If you ain't got enough to double pump, you pump one, but you like vigorously do it.
Well, then you can
and
cradle.
Act like it so much, just like moving all over the place. Be like, ooh, I got to dodge this monster. Make him feel really good and special about himself.
Well, yeah, it's just show a little enthusiasm.
Right?
To
Yeah.
It.
Like yeah.
It doesn't take much.
It does nothing. It's not this. God bless America. At one point, she said she wanted an open relationship, and he called me and said, "What can I do to save my marriage?"
She said she was asexual and wanted an open relationship. So asexual, I think that means that they don't get down.
They don't have sex, and she wants him to sleep with other people.
Yeah, that's the next sentence.
Actually, okay. Ask him what he tried to do, and he said everything. She told him she's asexual and polyamorous, and that he needs to get a girlfriend. I told him that's his only option then. That's what he has to do. Here's where the tricky part kicks in. Now that he had a girlfriend, he accidentally got her pregnant, and my sister totally lost her shit. She's now convincing everybody that he was abusive, saying things like he beat her and the kids. Even the other day, she called me and told me that she was mad at me for some misogynistic thing that I said, which is ironic because I'm a feminist. But the crazy part was when I said how, and she told me that I was being aggressive and that she couldn't tell me. How do I continue to have a relationship with somebody like my sister who's fucking wild crazy, but also what do I do for my buddy? Recently, my grandma died and my sister skipped the funeral, but her ex-husband showed up. That's her friend. That's his friend, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the ex-husband. Yeah. The buddy.
Call him your boy. You say my boy, but my boy showed up. We had a really long talk, and it was the first time I got to talk to him. She's telling everybody that if we talk to him, she's going to cut us off and that we're fueling his abuse. But I know that this is wrong. In fact, she is the abuser, not just with him, but with her kids as well. Should I cut her off for my kids' sake? Cut off my friend, her ex-husband? Okay. Because he put the comma there. I'm thinking there's two people.
I think I put the comma there to try and give you a pause so that you...
Granny got grease. Dylan fuck you up. I don't think so. It's to the point where she openly lets her kids swear too. I see this going down a dark path. Please break it down for me, boys. You guys rock. Love the pod. You guys are awesome. So, I am 100% sure she was fucking somebody else, though. 100%. I have met, like, asexual people, all right? I have someone in my family who is asexual, and they just, like, don't even think about
romance at all.
Yeah, no romance at all. Doesn't even think about, like, the other person. And normally, someone who's like that will, like, start, I guess when they got together, it really wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
The thing that gets me though is saying that he can like see somebody else, but then getting mad. Like, I mean, I guess they set some boundaries. I don't fucking know, man. Polyamory is so fucking weird. Still be friends with your boy if he was not abusing his kids and your sister. Then not only do you need to have his back around the family, but also in the court of law if it goes there, because that could fuck up his life entirely. Because that is, I mean, women get paid less, but they get to go to court and fucking they get to control the room. I mean, have you seen that documentary where the lady was like crazy and she killed her husband, and then the judge gave custody of the kid to the mom who murdered the husband in cold blood. And then, like, the grandparents were trying to fight for the kid to get the kid back.
Yeah.
And the judge wouldn't do it. And she took her and the baby, fed them Xanaxes, and then jumped off a pier and drowned. Yeah. That's fucking wild, isn't it? I don't understand how, like, the judge is not in jail.
See, and it's weird just because, like, in those situations, like, my brother had a big, like, custody issue. And, I'm his brother, so obviously I'm going to side with him. But, there was, like, homelessness that was going on and all this other stuff. And, like, he had a full-time job, a place to stay, like, but they would never give the kids to him because of that. But then, like, like sometimes men can get the better side of things. Like, with, like, custody now, it's all, like, 50-50. And I don't really agree with 50-50 custody just because then, like, the kid's got, like, a set of house rules over here for a week and then over there for a week and then there. And so it just, like, fucks with the kid. Right. I don't necessarily think that 50-50, I know it on paper works, but I don't really think that it's good mentally for kids. But, like, that's the way it is now. And there's no, like, fighting. I guess you can fight, but it's one of those battles of, will the mom automatically get it or will the dad somehow figure out a way to get it? It's just a fucked up system.
There was a case going on. I don't know none of the fucking names. I just saw the stories. But a mom sent her kids, or like the dad. Well, you right. The dads are getting some pushback now. Now I guess all the judges in there now are like, look, we've been too nice to women, so now we got to be overly nice to the guy. And anything instead of actually like
look at the case.
Yeah, look at the case. Anything except for look at the case. We'll just be like, oh, okay, we're getting stereotyped like this. We'll just fucking we'll go in the other direction. But she sent her kids to be with their dad, who was homeless. He murdered all three of them, and then ran off in the woods. I don't even know if they found the guy yet.
Why? Like, he doesn't have a home.
It was all over the news.
Like, once again, it's about the kids being in the best place that they can be, not just like, oh, let's do this 50-50, or oh, we overcorrected. Like, look at the kids. Which scenario is better for those kids to grow up happy and healthy? Put them there. That's
too much work. Too much work. That's the problem. That's one thing that's wrong with the judicial system. There's so many people going to like court and shit for dumb shit.
Yeah.
So you got a fuckload of people in there. There's no way you can like actually spend time and treat things like we fucking, which is essentially people's lives. That's what you're dealing with in court, is people's lives all day long. But
yeah,
I don't know. I saw a lot of comments too from that case where people are like, actually his children were murdered and he's ex-army. And he's hunting the guys down who did it.
Yeah, that's why he just disappeared. Didn't ask for any help. Just
to clear my name.
He's the guy from Taken.
Yep. He has a particular set of skills. I really hope they caught that guy and he doesn't watch these podcasts.
Yeah.
He just comes in here and like crane kicks you and then fucking power bombs me on this. And he was like, now I got to go find the ones that killed my kids. I'm like, I kind of believe him now. A little bit. Like if he comes in and mops both of us, I have to believe.
Yeah, he's just on a mission.
Right.
Don't get in the way of his mission.
That is fucked, though. That is fucked. People are fucked. Like I said, you just have to... Your sister is... There's something going on. I don't know what's going on. There's something going on, because that's some crazy shit. I guess they said... Like I said, the farthest I think about, like, polyamory people... Why'd you make that face?
Because you're trying to
talk. It hurts so fucking bad, man. It hurts so bad. I'm trying to like get through it, but it hurts so fucking bad.
You didn't get some clove oil before you came?
No. Like I said, it's nasty.
Go home and dose up.
Ew, it's nasty. No, Mike's drunk on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, it just hurts so fucking. And then the reason I'm talking like that though is the bottom of my tongue where it sets at is cut. So it just hurts to like.
Well, and then it swells.
Yeah, and then it hurts to set
worse.
down. Fucking sucks. People are like, Mike, just go to the dentist. oh, see, brother, there's this thing called I am my boss, and he has never gave me insurance. So fucking
Yeah, and dentists, like, I mean, I went to go get a cleaning. I don't do them regularly, but I went and got my last one, and it was like $175. I was like, I'm not coming back.
right. Yeah, dude, the last cleaning, I got water at home.
Yeah.
I got water at home.
I brush my teeth. I ain't worried. Like, I mean, I am. Like, I wish I could go get cleanings, but when they were, like, I think it used to be less than 100, and then the next time I went back, because I've only done it, like, I think that was the 3rd year in a row,
Right.
and I was like, okay, I'll go back. Like, I'm keeping up with it.
I am so conscious of how I sit now. I can't just like sit down and relax because Dylan brought it up. He's like, you like move back in your chair and move forward.
Well, he
in your
always
chair.
does like this, and like I try to leave
So
him
I
enough
moved
space.
up and I was like, oh, this is an uncomfortable position. I'm fat, man. And I'd be sitting on my nutsack too. That's what just happened. I sat up and I was like, I don't like to sit on my nuts. So I got back down. Yeah, I don't know, man. Murder your sister or
I think
something.
that's a 2-pager.
Murder your sister or something, brother. I ain't reading that. That's a lot of talking. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna find a good sized one.
Well, we got to read it. A listener submitted it.
A listener submitted it, and they were like, "Hey,
I'm gonna tell you a book,
2 pages long." But I was gonna Oh, fucking shit!
Yeah, we got long ones.
Yeah, got long ones. All right, here we go. Note from Dylan. Let the audience know we made up names for the story. I don't think I was supposed to read that.
Yeah, they put in just like initials like H and S, and I was like, no, I'm not like I'm just gonna make up names. So that
we did a Am I the Asshole with just initials.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it sucks so much.
Because then you don't know who's who, because you're like, H. Wait, was that H that did that, or was that S that did that?
Yeah. And who's F? Is F the husband?
Yeah.
Or is G the grandma? I don't fucking know.
So I just made up names for everybody in the story.
Hi, Mike and Dylan. I just want to say that me and my future husband love watching y'all's Am I the Asshole TikToks. Just to say my future husband is my high school boyfriend in the story, so he knows everything they did and is siding with me because he knows that you can still have friends while dating. But anyways, am I the asshole for dumping my high school best friends for choosing men over me? Wait, what? Oh, wait, okay. Never mind. I was confused because she was like, my husband's the type that's like, you can still have friends. So
Yeah.
I thought they were guys.
Yeah, no, they're girls. It's just one of those things where they go MIA.
Just avoid the tooth, brother. All right, let me clarify that me and my 2 friends have been friends since middle school of 2014. We hung out a lot, and as we got older, they started dating seriously, or so they think. I'm just making sure I read this shit right. My one friend, Susan, started to have body problems, and she started throwing up her food just to become skinny quick. That's a good method. You don't get the food in and don't make you fat.
Yeah, you still get to taste it, too.
Yeah, and you get to taste it.
You just won't have teeth afterwards.
Look, yeah, in 2 months, I'm going to be... She saw how I stopped eating just to fit in with my weight class in wrestling, so she started to do something similar. Is this a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. She was wrestling.
Wrestling.
And when she started to fit into smaller sizes, she thought she was hot shit, so she started sleeping around and dating constantly, and at the time, the friendship wasn't going bad. Yes, we hung out, but she started to see more guys. Okay. I don't know what's going on at all. Well, graduation comes, just a small FYI. I moved from TN to FL in the middle of my senior year, Tennessee to Florida. So we didn't graduate together, but I did fly back and attend her graduation. You're right. They put a lot of personal shit in here.
Uh-huh.
We started to drift apart because she started seeing this one guy, and when I attempted to call, text, or even come see her, she made an excuse. Well, me and Chris are busy. Or we would make plans, and the day before or an hour before we planned the meetup, she was always like, oh, well, me and Chris decided to do something else. We stopped talking, and I gave her some space since she only had time for her man and not to hang out with me. And she did the same to my other friend, Mary. So I started to confide in her and tell her about what Susan was doing. So a year goes by, still nothing, but the same excuses from Susan. But when me and Mary start our own problems, she started to do what Susan was doing to us, distancing, always making excuses of why she can't hang out. So at this point, I'm friendless at the time, and I started to think that I was the problem and I did something wrong. Me too. Well, 2 years go by, and me and my future husband moved back to Florida to be closer with my family. And I still tried to keep contact with both Susan and Mary, but just a hi-bye conversation and some messages from me, they were seen but never responded to. So October of 2023, my high school boyfriend proposed to me, and as any woman who gets engaged, we call and text our closest friends and family and share the news. Well, I call Mary and I tell her, there's no punctuation in this, Dylan. You did not help me at all. She seemed a little dismissive, so I asked, hey, is everything okay? And she said, yeah, but I could tell she is pissed off, so I asked, are you good? Are you mad at me or something? And she says, yes. Why did you call me? Me, taken aback, to tell you I'm engaged, and I'm sorry if I bothered you. You could just tell me that it's not a good time to call. And she says, very angry, well, I can't just drop everything for you. I have my own life, my own man, and I really don't have time for you. After that, she hung up, and I'm in shock. I tried to message her saying, I'm sorry, and no response. So I got to the point of sending her a message that basically says, I don't think we can be friends anymore. What you said was uncalled for, and your excuse isn't a good one. But if you don't have time for anybody else besides your man, then goodbye. Susan and I stopped talking because she was always blowing me off to be with her man. So I just kind of gave her the silent treatment. She never called or texted me unless she wanted money. Now, Mary and I stopped talking after I sent her that message. Now it's 2 years later. I started thinking about Susan and Mary again, but I don't know if I should. My future husband says no, and that they dug their own graves in this one. But I just keep seeing our own photos and videos when we were all so happy and how great of a time we had, and I'm realizing I miss having that. So, am I the asshole for dumping my high school best friends for them choosing men over me? And should I reach out to them to see if we could be friends again? Thanks, guys, and sorry if this story is a little choppy. I tried my best to give y'all details of the story, but also shortened it so it can make sense. P.S. Y'all got any marital advice for me and my husband? We are trying to tie the knot. October 16th, 2026. Thanks, guys.
I just want to commend you. That was a great.
When I read it like that, my tooth did not hurt. So
you just ran straight on down.
The side of my tongue was okay. I was like, all right, we're being more animated. I guess because like I'm trying to relax it. That's where the swearing's coming from. Yeah, I don't want to move it up, so then I can't I don't know, I'm a loud talker. You can see how much my tongue moves when I talk. So it fucking sucks. You never notice how much your tongue moves when you talk until you got a cut on the side of your tongue, and then you notice how much your tongue moves at all times. And I don't like being aware of my
your
tongue.
Body parts. Yeah.
Also, look, girl, you crazy. All right, you're not crazy. But it is completely acceptable for people to, when they grow up, I mean, they get their own lives, friends from high school, especially because it's different. All right, so let me get some water before I explain this.
Can I go?
I just explained it. I want to get, I'm going to lose it.
You always do that, right? In the middle of your point, you're like, let me get 5 seconds to drink this water.
Well, God said, I'm going to give this fat ass dry mouth every 10 minutes just when I'm on a podcast. No, I could talk outside 30 minutes. I'll be okay. On a podcast, I'm just like, public speaking. That's what it is, public speaking. But I told my daughter. So my wife, or I'm not going to get into that because that's a little bit too personal, and they might watch the
It's
podcast.
theirs.
Yeah, not my wife, but But I tell my daughter that family members, friends, if they have kids, and you don't have to be their friend. Like you're gonna be friends with people that are like around your family or in your school because you have to be at school and you have to be around your family. But as you grow up, you're gonna find people that you like actually fuck with, like you actually see as a friend. They share similarities to you, not just because you went to the same school or you're in the same family, but just because they're a person. You're like, oh man, this person's really cool. That's a true friend. And when you get out of high school, you do really see who like the real friends are, because people are getting their own lives. They're living, and maybe they don't have as much time now for friends who are in high school, or even if they're related, they might not have time for that because they have their own lives now. So it's completely okay for a plan to change when someone has that. Now, to happen from back-to-back friends, I do think you are over.
You're like overly connected. Like you're
It's
trying
not.
to
It's
push.
not an overly connection, but you are expecting too much of people. Because you're like, hey, if we everything's got to fall through perfect. It doesn't happen. It's life. It doesn't happen. And also, it's just, I believe that you are very sensitive. I think that is a big thing. I think that the cancellations probably happen a lot less than you think they did, because I think it just, when it happens, you're just like, oh my God, it's always happening. Now my other friend's doing it, and she's more caught up in that. They're just in relationships.
Well,
and
she's
that,
super young too.
yeah,
Like, I mean, you're still young, so like you're figuring out how adult, like actual adult
but
relationships
she's
work.
definitely sensitive. Like it's I think that when someone tells her that they can't hang out with her, she kind of takes that as like a personal thing. Oh, you don't want to hang out with me? So
Yeah. Like my take on it is friendships tend to be like of convenience. Like it just, that's the nature of it. Like if you're in the same area doing the same things, obviously relationships are going to build and everything. But like all of a sudden, if you separate that scenario, that relationship isn't going to be as strong because you no longer share the time. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I've had like really close work friendships, but the second I don't work there, like we're not going to hang out and talk as much because like we're on different schedules and we're not doing the same things. And so like it's not to say that like they're not still a friend, it's just you're not going to be in the same environment. And so since things have changed, like you're not going to see, if you hung out
right.
once a week before, now it's going to go to like
And now
once
we
a
got
month or
jobs
once a
and all this
year.
other stuff, and we have, relationships that we want to grow. Some people are having kids, so it's just it's a lot more responsibilities when you're an adult, a lot less free time when you're an adult. Shout out to the boyfriend though. It was like they dug their own grave.
Yep.
Look,
Just
fuck
red
them
off.
bitches.
Gone.
That's a good boyfriend right there. Anytime a wife complains about her friends, you always just, yep, that's right, they're being bitches. Never try to rationalize. Never try to be like, well, have you looked at it like this? Whose side are you fucking on right now? I'm on yours. Beat that bitch's ass. Look.
Yeah.
She's like, God, it's not that serious. I'm like, then don't do it. Sternly talk to her.
Yeah.
She's like, that's what I like. Because she's dumb. And then my wife will be like, yeah. I'm like, she's a bitch. I'm like, yeah, and she's a whore. Stop. Like, what are you
Well, yeah, because like I've had so many, like, I mean, some of my best friends from like high school and everything, like we still get up and hang out with each other. But in order for us to hang out, we literally have to plan like 2 months in advance. Like with schedules, like we're like, hey, when's the next time you're free? And like one of the guys works like 2 weekends a month. And so like we got to default to those 2 weekends as options.
these
And
two
then,
weekends we can't hang out.
and then,
So we got these two that we can try to plan something.
yeah, and then everybody else like throws it against it and they're like, oh, we're not available this date and this date. And so then, okay, that narrows it down. And then we try to get, 5 or 6 of us together. But if one person isn't available, we're just like, okay, we'll just hang out without that person. And it's not that that person's like, fuck that person. It's just, like, oh, well, the majority of us can meet then. We'll just do it then. And so, but that's how it is as an adult. It's not like, hey, you guys want to go out and get a beer? Especially because we've all
That's
moved
kind of how
like
I am though.
we've moved like 40 minutes to an hour away from each other.
When have I ever like been like, hey Dylan, let's hang out? That wasn't like, in like 10 minutes.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Another funny thing is too, is the sore on the front of my tongue went away. I showed Dylan that like 2 days ago. But that's because I keep playing with the tooth hole.
Mm.
It is fun though when I'm eating food and something, and I gotta like
Dig it out. It's a mission.
yeah, bro, and I'm just like, just go get a fucking toothpick, Mike. And I'm like, no, I could do it. My tongue's just like, no, we got this.
Oh yeah, no, that's me. Like if
then I
there's
have
like
a
a
big-
piece of meat
yep,
that sticks
and
in
then I
there.
have a big cut on my tongue the next day, and I'm just like, I should have just got a toothpick.
Or like when you eat Butterfinger or something like that and it just like makes your teeth flat. You're like,
Oh yeah, I hate that though. Yeah, I don't like that. I like eating corn on the cob,
Mm.
but then I do get a toothpick because that's way too much.
that's the only way I like corn.
Like my tongue would try to form a union if I tried to make my tongue get all the fucking kernels out.
Skins.
Am I the asshole for telling Mia Moore, make a damn decision so we get healed?
Healed. Yeah. But yeah, healed.
Was that how it was written?
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't want to touch it.
I'm sorry, but you fucked up. This is the first person that's ever fucked up a sentence in 2 languages on the podcast. So great job. That's pretty good.
We still love you.
Dylan does. I don't, because I have to read it. Dear Mike and Dylan, hope all is well with you and yours. I, 30, and Mia Moore Dumbass, 35, have been together for almost 2 years. For me, he is my sunshine, but it has been starting to lackluster. We are currently living together in an apartment while his wife and 2 kids, ages 3 and 5, and their newest baby with another man are living in the same town as his other house. At his other house.
I can read if you want me to.
We are currently living together in an apartment
Yep.
while his wife and 2 kids, ages 3 and 5, and her newest baby with another man are living in the same town at his other house.
Yeah, they all live in the same town.
I
They
get
live in an
that.
apartment.
I get that. I get that. But
He
when
had a
there's words
house.
missing, I get fucked up. That's where I get fucked up. And there's a lot of words just like missing. Honestly, it is obvious he is going through a crossroad with speed bumps and potholes on both sides. Between his procrastination to get the divorce papers submitted and his delay in getting a lawyer to help manage custody agreements for his kids. His kids spend most of the last summer at his apartment, which my boyfriend enjoyed thoroughly. But now his ex refuses to let the kids come to his house, all because I'm staying with him at the apartment. I could tell this has been putting a lot of stress on him, and in a domino effect, stress on our relationship. So for the past 9 months, he's been spending most of his free time at work or at the other house, while in the meantime, I'm riding an emotional roller coaster and going in circles arguing with his ex. I've been trying to communicate with him about their disastrous boundaries and tried to give advice and outside resources. Of course, he seems happy, or he seems to be empty between his ears most days. I told him he can't leave people on the hook and he needs to make a decision. I know will more than likely boot me, which is absolutely fine because I'll be free and able to move on and heal on my own. Learn to feel safe from her stalking, bullying, and harassing. But he needs to make steps, not as an ultimatum, which sounds like it, but so they can stop fucking being selfish and hurting each other, because the catalyst of their bullshit is hurting their children. My gosh, it's so annoying because they get stupid and catty, and for the children, trying to explain their actions of limbo and toxicity is harmful to them as well as everybody in the radius. If they get back together, that's fine. Then take the steps, get help, leave me be. It will hurt and I'll probably ugly cry, but I can move my stupid ass on. Even if he is done and decides to no go with that hoe, then he needs to do the steps. He claims he is scared and that time, blah, 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 the kids. Look, my brother, it's not the kids. I get so fucking mad because literally I'm the scapegoat or blame, or I'm jealous. It's not jealousy or anything. I'm the only one that actually fucking cares for the children. We are supposed to protect them mentally and physically, and that's with all children. They both confuse the kids and are being selfish brats. I said, you need to take the fucking steps. Jesus, if I read fucking steps one more time, Jesus Christ, I get it. They got to take steps, brother. They got to take steps. I'm tired of saying the steps. You both need to sit the fuck down, act your goddamn age, and do what the fuck ever. I was much more cool and collected saying this, but my lord, my mic must be off. LOL. Yes, they can co-parent, but the style of it is highly inappropriate. Pretending to be this image is exhausting. What do they do? What do they achieve out of this, They need to stop pointing fingers, make all the schedules. Nothing wrong with going to games and plays because that's all we do. My baby daddy and I literally do not talk at all, but I never prevent him from seeing his daughter. But that is set up with my mother. But he comes to Christmas and shit. I don't speak with him. I told him that I'm trying to help y'all not to get where our shit is. We used to pretend to play family and keep the image, but bro, you could feel my fear in his anger. It was awful. We could not do that, and that's okay. I refuse to let my peace be broken. For what image? To who? Allow my daughter to think that it's okay because of family? No, she is young and she can heal and come to understand and make her own decisions as individuals. So what are they achieving? Figure it out. Talk to them. Give correct boundaries. The children are resilient and can heal. Relationships, healthy ones, can be together or not. They can heal or not. But relationships are like farts. Sometimes when you force them, they are nothing but shit. I'm sure you sugar cookies can tell the difference in writing. I was proofreading and Mr. Boohoo selfish part to my thing made me mad. Anyways, could you tell him we get you're upset and scared? We feel sorry for you. Big boy pants and steps, and my gosh, I love him, but Lord.
I mean, I think she's right. Like
that was the hardest one I've ever had to read.
Yeah, no, I know. I read it a couple times.
You could have been like, it's a doozy.
I did.
My brain, so I would have to go, this is where I'll start fucking up. When I misread a word, that is because I am reading ahead to try to catch dramatic pauses and shit. And then I'll go into that real robotic part at the second half, and that's just me getting through the story.
Yeah. And that's really ultimately where you
And
need
then
to
I'll
start.
start reading like this, and I'll start going through the story because that's how I have to go through the story.
Well, yeah, and it's not so much about your performance of the story; it's about the story. So you don't have to do this big gymnastics
Yeah,
of being
you remember
entertaining.
when you was in elementary school and middle school, and they had that one kid read, and he was when the dog.
Well, that's what you're doing by trying to perform.
I
Is
know I'm
you're
getting through
doing
it
that.
quickly because I cannot add funny to it, which bores the people. Okay, if this was a podcast about helping people get to sleep, sure, we could do the.
No, they need the story and the details, and then you be funny. Like
We could just get
you
AI
could
to read this
you could.
story and just be sitting here the whole time, just oh wow.
Well, no, it was definitely creatively written, and I wouldn't have written it that way if I was writing the same story. But like ultimately, she's right that he needs to figure out that situation, put a bow on it, and be done with it, so that the kids and the ex and all that stuff are just like it is where it is.
I'm
But
sorry if your partner and an ex are spending the night together, they're fucking.
they weren't spending the night together,
She said while he was at the house.
huh?
Yeah, she said while he
No.
was at the house, right? I might have fucking
No,
misread that.
they stay at the house that they owned as a couple. The kids and the ex-wife.
Trying to get back to it. I might have fucked up.
They're not staying together. The kids are coming over to their apartment during the summer, and the ex won't let the kids stay over there because she's living there now, and she just wants the husband to basically, or her boyfriend, she wants him to put a bow on the relationship so that they're divorced, that the kids have a custody agreement, so that like it's just all written out there and nobody's like playing games. Right now they're all playing games. Except for her. She's kind of just a part of the game.
I'm getting to it. I have to read it again, which is like I was like, I'll never read this again. Now I have to do it. I don't, like I said, I don't. It's like the Jason Lee Scientology thing. I don't want to say something, and then
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
then it's just out there, and like even if it's not true, people believe it.
We're like Facebook memes for old people.
Fuck yeah. AI's gonna fuck them up, bro.
Oh yeah, no.
It's fucking me up.
Mike sent me this one thing. He's like, Facebook scams for old people is like done. Like it's
Oh
just
yeah,
gonna be
bro,
like,
bro. Gen X is cooked. They are going to get all of you. Every single bit of Gen X retirement money's gone. Just count it. Just count it gone.
It was
bro.
like all these newscasters, and they were like, "Hi, I'm Liz, whoever reporting
is
from
not real.
and I am not real,
Bro,
And then it's like
you're gonna get
a
a
kraken coming out of the sea.
You're gonna get a video from a FaceTime of your daughter, and she's gonna be asking you for money. And you're like, "Oh, sure." And then you're gonna text her later and be like, "You get the money I sent you?" He's like, "What money?"
Yeah, I didn't ask you for money.
God, you're so stupid, Dad. That was a scam, an obvious one.
It looks so real.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's not the IRS.
You didn't run it through the AI.
Old people are just fucking dumb. Our old people are. The old people we have right now are just fucking dumb. Yes, this is IRS. That was fucking. I can't even do a fucking Indian accent.
My wife almost got taken for that.
They're like, just go get a bunch of Steam codes. Okay, you're gonna scratch off the back of Steam codes. What are Steam codes? Oh, they're used for online games. Okay, yeah, that's what the IRS wants. They want Steam codes.
Yeah.
And bro, old people they go out there and
Well, like there was this one scam where it was like the IRS calling and said that they're going to have the sheriffs at your job or whatever. And my wife was like, she went into her job and she's like, "Is this real?" And they're like, "No, they're scamming you." I was like, "You fell for that?" like if you have the sheriff coming, like, come on, sheriff. Like, you don't even have like a back tax bill or nothing. Like, they're just coming for you. But it's easy to get scared when they send those scams.
Maybe I just like,
yeah,
I want to.
You put it in there. There's no sleeping over at the other's house. That was a different story long ago. Like at least last week. You can give advice as if he's not sleeping at the other house, because he's not.
What the fuck? I can't.
They stay
I felt like I read that though.
They stay at the other, like his ex-wife, or not ex-wife, his current wife, but like ex, lives in their house that they had together, and he lives in an apartment now.
Correct. But
there's no staying over at the other house.
Wait a second. You keep entertaining the people I read.
I'm trying to, but like I don't.
Keep going.
I need like this back and forth.
Keep going. I'm back and forth with you. Bring up something.
Yeah, no, if I were given my advice though, like I think you're doing the right thing. I think it's impossible to push somebody to make those decisions. Like he's going to do it when he wants to, and he's really just kind of procrastinating on it. But I mean,
So for the past 9 months, he's been spending most of his free time after work at the other house.
okay, not staying the night. He's over there visiting his kids because she won't let the kids come over to the apartment.
Every day, bro. Me and my wife, I'll be like 50-50. And then, what? You just, yeah, no, I want 50% of the time, I want to see the motherfucker. They're just mean. Once you have more than one kid, it gets rough. They team up.
Except for when they're fighting each other.
So I'll tell you exactly, I'll show you an example of how they teamed up the other day. So Oliver, or shit, well, keep it, I don't give a fuck. Middle kid asked for Robux the day before. And I was like, look, bud, I can do that for you. All right. Whatever, times are hard, but I can do that for you. Make them a little bit happy, just give them something. So then they start playing this game, and my daughter was like, man, if I could get the seed pack, I'd be able to give you some. So he let the secret out. So she comes in and she asked me for some, and I was like, oh, we really ain't got it right now. So can we? And then she was like, did you give him some? I was like, no. And then he was like, yes, you did. And I was like, well, guess who's never getting any ever again? Ever. Yeah. I swear to God, I will buy methamphetamine before I ever get you fucking,
Robux.
Yeah. Robux. I ain't even got Earthbucks. I love that meme, bro. All right.
I can read some.
I got it. God. You struggle just as hard as I do.
Yeah, I know, but I don't complain about it.
Listen, all I ask, periods and commas, and maybe not 2 pages. Periods and commas.
Well, sometimes the story needs. I would say her story could have been.
I
condensed,
feel like she was typing that as she was thinking it though. Like because she would get into those.
Well, that's what she said at the end. She's like, "Did you see the difference in writing? Because like her boyfriend pissed her off or whatever, and so like the last half of it was like angry, whereas the first half was understanding."
Right.
You didn't even give her no advice on that.
You said she was young. She's 30.
Who?
The girl.
Not in that one. I was talking the one that they were in middle school in 2014.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm fucking up all these stories, bro. It'll be all right. We'll get through this.
We will get through it.
I'm thinking about how I'm sitting, how my face. I always think about that when you're telling something. I'm like, I've never noticed.
You keep forgetting that it cuts back and forth between us, and like I'm just sitting here the whole time. I just chill.
That's just I can feel the camera on me. Now you said something about me sitting. So now simultaneously, I'm gonna tell you, I'm thinking about the way my ass is positioned, where my tongue at is in my mouth, and if I'm just like I am being a reciprocal partner.
You got a strong case of the tism.
Yeah, that's what the doctor says. So okay. Which sister is the asshole? The timeline is important. April 2022. My mom and sister bought a house together since they wanted a big house large enough for grandkids and get-togethers. 7/29/2022. I moved from Florida to Mississippi to be closer to my mother since she was getting older and I wanted to spend more time with her without traveling so much. Back-to-back Florida stories.
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back.
Florida's a hotbed.
It is. Plus, I wanted to experience actual seasons, so I thought, after I told my dad the news, he decided to move to Mississippi with me. I bought a house, and 2 months later, he bought his. Everything was going well. We were spending almost every weekend together and actually having family time. It was great. But the thought of moving out of state came up. My mom bugged me for months about going on a Halloween cruise with her. I continued to tell her no at the time. They required everyone to have the COVID vaccines and boosters. I was not going to get that shit. She was determined, so she got all of them, probably too many. A Halloween cruise is already scary.
A cruise, period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but it's Halloween themed. I could go to a haunted house, not be afraid. Put me on a cruise, I'd be like, that guy's terrified of it. I'm like throwing up on the side. I'm like, fucking kill me. I couldn't do it. You're high in the air because it's a big ship. And then you're out in the middle of the ocean.
Well, they've got like those stories of like where they break down in the middle of the ocean
Yes.
and they're all stuck there. And I'm like, that's the most terrifying thing. Like, if a plane goes down, I'm dead. It's all good. Like, I'm done. But like being stuck out there
Drowning's
and then,
rough.
yeah, like if it goes down or it's just stuck out there and you end up dying of food poisoning or some crazy thing, like, nah, I don't,
SS
no part.
Indianapolis.
I don't
Were
know about that.
there, the ship got shot down and they got in the water and all the fucking
Sharks.
yeah. The what fuck, I'm trying to think of the shark name. Oceanic whitetips.
Mm.
Not a
Hungry.
yeah, so oceanic whitetips are a species that stays out in like the open ocean. And the open ocean, there's not a lot of fish. So if you
Anything moving.
yeah, if it comes like they will eat you. Fast forward to cruise time, the weekend of Halloween 2022. She comes back extremely sick. So bad that my sister called me and said mom was hallucinating and just not acting right. We go to the hospital. She's released just before Thanksgiving. We have Thanksgiving at my house. At this time, she is now on oxygen. A couple weeks go by and she is doing better. The home health nurse was only coming by once a week. She had improved so much. A week later, I decided to travel to Nashville for the weekend since she was doing better. I get a call early the next morning from my son who was staying there at the time saying he found my mom on the floor in a room and she was dead. This was December 17th, 2022. So April 2022,
Mm-hmm.
they go on a cruise.
I think that's when they bought the house.
The thing that sucks is that some dates have like the month and then other ones have the formatted date.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's when they bought the house, was in August of 2022.
7 is July.
July. Okay.
Yeah, so, and then, fuck.
And then they go on
the next one because that one was Halloween, so that's
Yeah.
October. And then in December, dead. As you recall, my sister is on the deed, but could not afford that brand new house all by herself. She didn't even contribute to the down payment and was barely helping with regular monthly expenses. So I suggested she could either sell it or find a roommate to help. Well, she found a roommate, a veteran who was down on his luck but worked full time. This is the plot of a Tyler Perry movie. This is the plot of a Tyler Perry movie. Here goes. All right. This is Jay Sean. She continued to take his money, $9.50 a month, and spend it frivolously. I wouldn't have been able to get that out if my tongue did not hurt. I tried to come up with a better word. I couldn't do it.
Frivolously.
Yeah, there you go.
Frivolously.
Frivolously.
There you go. You got it.
Frivolously. That's fucked. Bro, that's fucked. No more FRIVOL words because my mouth could not make that. Multiple Amazon boxes were being delivered daily. The home eventually goes into pre-foreclosure, and she said nothing to this man. I wanted to say something immediately, but my husband urged me to stay out of it. After an auction date was set, someone needed to tell him so he could prepare to find another place to live. My son, who is currently in seminary school training to become a minister, felt obligated to say something, which he did. After that, he stopped paying her. This is a Tyler Perry. This is a plot to a Tyler Perry movie.
Is it?
I'm almost 100% sure. I'm almost 100% sure this is a plot to a Tyler Perry movie. Side note, she has 4 cats and does not clean like an adult with 4 cats, so I'm sure you can imagine the smell. She's now infatuated with this dude who has been evicted. Sheriff literally throwing him out multiple times. He also sells porn at these conventions. Obviously, he's not that good if he's getting evicted and not paying rent. Okay, we're not in the Tyler Perry. No, we're not.
Yeah,
he ain't made a movie on this yet.
Yeah.
He's not like a down on his luck porn star, just trying to fucking make it in life. Oh, something else for her to waste money on. And yes, she has bought many, hoping he would eventually take interest in her cat piss smelling self.
Well, I think that might be a different guy. He's not the guy that was living there, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember reading all the way through this.
She's now infatuated with this dude who has been evicted.
I think it might be a different guy. So like
guy number 2. He never got evicted. He just didn't. Okay,
he still doesn't know.
I thought this was we're back on the Tyler Perry movie. Yep. This is the villain. And she likes a villain porn star.
Sells porn at conventions.
Sells porn.
Who goes to a convention? Well, I mean, unless you're selling it to like websites or something.
Get your name out there, you know. Put a couple fucking USBs on people's
there you go.
in a Walmart parking lot. That's how you do it. Look,
That's how you make it big.
that's an entrepreneur right there.
Yep.
My mother worked her ass off and put 100% of the down payment on that house just for her to treat it this way and take advantage of people. The only way she was ever going to own a home was with my mother's help. She has since filed for something with the mortgage company after the auction was set and was able to delay it. How long? I don't know. Now she's not even spending time with our father who moved over 1,000 miles to be closer to everyone. She has blocked me on everything because she thinks I told her roommate and because I don't agree with how she's living. She missed our Memorial Day lunch because she was at a comic convention because she was at I want to make sure, okay, because this story's getting crazy. She missed our Memorial Day lunch because she was at a comic convention selling her gay pride and trans crap that she wasted more money on. She didn't sell one item because these items were knitted by her. Okay. And she sucks. She is delusional. I continue to watch the foreclosure listings to see if the house is listed yet. So, am I the asshole for getting involved or should I stay out of it? There's more to this delusional woman, but this story is already too long. Sorry.
Well, thank you for recognizing that.
At first I thought it said selling gay porn because there was a porn guy. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, they're selling gay porn now and trans stuff. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Like he convinced her, but instead of him doing it with her, which I mean, they're in the same house.
Well, I don't think it's that.
Make money.
Once again, I think that's a second guy involved in the story. I don't think it's the
I mean, he got
veteran.
evicted, so at one point he was there.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how the story actually plays out, but I would stay so far away from this. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, I would get involved in this. Like, just let the house go. Like, I get that your mom paid money, but like, your mom's gone. Like, just let your sister sink or swim, do her thing.
Right.
Like,
It's not going to affect anybody else.
No.
So she, person who wrote that's a Republican, by the way. Just all that gay pride and trans crap. I ain't getting no motherfucking vaccine, baby. You ain't putting that shit in my goddamn body.
yeah, it's wild to see when people like, and I know they exist, and it's not, but like when you see somebody that's like hard right, and they're like in that category, and then you're like, wait, what?
Bro, gays don't even be doing nothing anymore. They just catch strays.
Yeah.
For no reason. Like, you don't hear shit from gay people anymore. They're just like, but every time they got to get lumped in.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on, vaccines, come on, gay people. We're going to hate on y'all too. Trans, come on, gay people.
They're the punching bag now.
I don't see any like creators that are like, you know, or how it used to be where like there would be the antagonistic, like, or this was going on, something crazy was going on, nothing like that. So, like I said, it's been pretty quiet for gay people. They have settled into the melting pot of America, but still
get the
just getting drive-bys for no reason. Yeah, just let the house go. Maybe make some porn. I don't know.
Well, let your sister go. Just like she's like, there's no saving her. She's an adult doing her own thing.
Like that was a Tyler Perry movie. I want to read you the plot.
What would be like? I haven't watched many Tyler Perry movies.
I can't think of the names because they're always fucking different. Someone commented on Spotify. Sorry to hear about Mike's upcoming suicide. That's the Denny's meat.
So this is just a quiet period in here. Oh, we're getting another labor llama call from telling us that our Google listing is not up to date. Yep.
Look, I'm not going to do that because that is boring. Me just looking on my phone.
Yeah, and I think I'm right. Like the veteran is not the same guy. The guy that she's interested in.
We came to that conclusion but my brain's obviously going to think.
You're still going back to like them.
Because she didn't say there was this other guy.
Yeah, no, it just
wasn't. I just thought he had got evicted. I guess at that point. That's how my brain took it.
He's like a deadbeat dude.
Yeah, because she never evicted him.
No.
So this was another guy.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I guess, you know, was she still, or she was infatuated with that guy, right?
With the porn selling guy.
But why kick him out then?
He doesn't live at the house.
Yeah, but she evicted him.
What the fuck are you talking about? They're two different guys.
Yes, I understand this. If she's infatuated with the guy,
Yeah.
why did she evict him from the house?
She didn't. It's a different guy. There's a guy that is living there that they
military guy, but this guy also used to live with her, right?
This is another roommate? I don't think that they said that there was a second roommate. Like, this is just a guy she's infatuated with.
Oh, she's now infatuated with this dude who has been evicted.
Yes.
Sheriff literally throwing him out multiple times. Okay, so this was from a separate thing.
Yeah, it's like a different guy.
So you have a story about a guy like paying rent when he shouldn't be paying rent because the house is getting. And then there's another guy who got evicted. I didn't know it was from a different one. I thought she evicted the guy.
At least that's the way I read it. It's like weirdly written. Like she didn't like spell it all out because like really the veteran guy kind of disappeared in the story anyways. Like it was like my son told him, but I think the porn selling other guy is a different guy.
I like the one where she's like buying a lot of his porn
to try and get him
to like
in his favor.
It's like a guy with a stripper.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, bro. She's like really like when she talks to me, I can see it's different. Yeah. When she talks to everybody else.
Well, yeah, because you gave her a lot of money.
I feel a connection with her. That's why I would never go to a strip club. It just it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I mean, I will probably end up at another one at some point well, actually all my friends are married that will get married, so probably won't anymore, but that's most of the time that I've went to a strip club.
I've been to one wedding.
Really? That's it?
Ever. Yep. Maybe two.
Well, you had to go to your mom and stepdad's wedding, right? When he proposed with the joint?
Yeah, but they never got married.
Oh, they didn't?
No. They had what do they call it when you're together for 8 years?
Civil union or domestic partnership.
They never actually had the
big ceremony.
The ceremony. Me and my wife didn't have a ceremony. We just had we went to
courthouse.
Yeah. I mean, I felt obligated to be there too, so it was a very weird situation.
What, for yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I was like, oh man, this lady's pregnant. I'm just like, I got to be a man. I got to stop doing drugs. Boo.
But you didn't stop immediately, right?
No, I kept it going for a little while.
Yeah. We had like the most beautiful wedding ever. So
really?
Yeah.
I've never
got married in the backyard and
yeah, you told me about it.
My dad officiated.
Your friend cooked some bomb ass steaks.
Oh yeah.
Because ever since you told me that story, I've wanted him to come and just cook some steaks.
He comes down to the Outer Banks once a year, and so I need to go out there and meet him out there.
If only you didn't have to cross an 8-mile bridge of terror.
Yeah, I mean, if it breaks, then you're just dead.
You're fucked. Okay. Yeah,
sharks. Oh look,
yeah,
brought it back.
On Outer Banks too, they have great whites because they're farther out.
I'd go out there.
You know,
well, you could just do a ferry, couldn't you? Like, I think you can come through the backside.
So much about sharks, man. I really want to do a shark podcast.
Shark Week.
Or tornado.
You can do a Shark Week, and you talk about period stories, and then
I think I could talk about people getting ate by sharks.
Because it was an animal doing it.
Well, we're not monetized, so that's dope. But we could, like, if we monetize it, we can do where, like, their family would get the money. Because I can't, like, be dropping names, telling somebody's whole story, and then... like, share, and subscribe, bitches.
Yeah, and you can't not use names.
I can't not. Well, I couldn't tell a shark story because everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that was Daniel blah 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 who got fucked up by a shark."
Well, people that are real into the shark stories, yeah.
Did you ever see that Egypt shark attack video?
No.
Rough. That's the roughest one I've ever seen.
Listen, go looking for him.
Once again, I don't like seeing death or anything like that, but. It's like I don't know. It's like if someone was like, here's a video of a guy getting shot, his head blown off. I'd be like, fuck no. But like when it's like, you know, this guy got attacked by a bear and we have a video. You have peak man.
Curious. And
so it starts off, he's getting attacked by the shark and he's like yelling, Papa, which fucking.
Oh yeah, that's fucked.
That's rough. You know, and that's a, you know, like a 23-year-old guy. Papa, like that fucking, and the shark spins him upside down. Like, you see fucking, it's rough. It is rough.
See, Facebook has been giving me, and I don't know why, like, I think I might have, like, stopped in my scroll for, like, a fight video, and so now, like, my feed has, like, every, like, 10th thing is, like, fights and, you know, funny or something like that, and it's always, like, some trashy people just beating the shit out of each other.
My Facebook doesn't even, like, work right.
Mine doesn't either. Mine's, like, all glitchy.
That's mine. Yeah, mine's been all glitchy for like 2 weeks now.
Well, like I'll click on somebody's post where it's like 3 photos and then it says +5, and I'll click on the +5 and it stops at that one. It
Brother,
never
look,
goes.
like it's been going on for like 2 weeks.
Do you guys have that problem too?
Look, it's still on his. Oh my god, I wonder how many comments are on it.
Oh, he's looking back at the friend drama.
But look how glitchy it is.
Oh, it doesn't even want to scroll.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Fix your shit, Mark.
30. There's 30 of them. Oh boy.
30 comments.
Yep. Well, listen, guys, this has been a great episode of Mike and Dylan hate drama. If you would like to, if you want us to read a story from you or give you some advice, go to mikeanddylan.com. mikeanddylan.com.
That's good.
Yep. And hopefully next time I'm not slurring like a motherfucker and I can actually move my tongue off the side of my mouth. So we'll see you next time.
Later.